What's going on? I got the passenger side suspension together. Working on driver's side now. Very scary without engine weight. So got this cleaned up. I got some other parts I need to clean up. Get this installed on the car and hopefully not die. So yes. Get one more coat on here. I ain't worried about the overspray on my spindle. I'll just get some gasoline or something, wipe that off. Ain't no big deal. And while that's drying, drink a little beer. A little beer. So the new goal for the 57. We got about 3.5 months. My original goal is nowhere near possible. Don't really have the means of even going to cruising the coast unless some sort of miracle happens. And if that happens, at least I could drive the 52 because it is pretty well drivable. The only thing I don't like about it is the rear end. I don't like the rear end gear with the automatic transmission. It's got a 355 gear with a 3-speed automatic. It just ain't happy. It runs great. It feels pretty decent. But like RPM gauge is off and it scares me, so I'm thinking I'm over revving the motor at speed. I need to hook another tack to it, blah, blah, blah. But I just still feel like the car is not happy at higher cruising speeds. And it needs air conditioning because it's hot. It's been 96 degrees here in Georgia. Not the ideal weather to be working on cars and driving old cars without air conditioning. So, yes, I've been waiting until late in the evenings to even start on the 57. I have majority of everything. I got to rebuy some parts because I used them on the 52 to doing the engine swap. So hopefully when Moultrie swap meet comes around, I'll be able to come across a deal on a cooling pack like I did last year that I didn't buy like an idiot. And then we're going to Turkey Rod Run. So I'll be during Turkey Rod Run at Daytona. Definitely going there. Everything's booked to go. More than likely be there in the 52 Chevrolet. We drove it down last year with a 6-cylinder. We're going to drive it down this year with a V8. I'll be able to get there a whole lot faster this year. So that'd be good. Let's check my tank. Yeah, a little tacky. So yeah, it's just been hot and not a whole lot of progress on anything. So this is going to dry. We're going to get ready to stick it up on the car and hopefully not die, because the way I'm doing it is not the correct way to be doing it. And the car has no weight in it. There's no weight in the car. So the car is trying to move. I'm trying to hold everything, strap everything, use a piece of all thread like I did taking the springs out. It's a disaster. I was scared to death the other night trying to do this. Like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. So, I might die. I don't know if I'm going to record it. I don't know yet. We'll see. Dirty. Oh, gosh. Alright. Put the nut on it. Right now, I'm just kind of loose fitting everything. And then go out there and wrestle the spring into the car. It's going to be fun. Bought Newcastle nuts. Okay, I'll go out there and wrestle it on the car. All right then. Oh, this is always the fun part. 57 Chevys are a little bit weird about how control arms are. Something ain't right. Something's definitely not right. That arm going through there has got to be backwards. So I got to knock that arm out, put it in the correct way. I hope that's all that's wrong. Or I'm too stupid to realize that it needs to be flipped around like this. That's the easier way, just to flip it around and make it go in the right way. Put me in a dumbass like me. So we'll do that. I got my bolts hanging through the frame, and having a hard time, like always. I'm gonna get one nut started. Alright, grab a hammer. It's really nice when you don't know where your tools are. I gotta do a major cleanup. Major cleanup. That wrench don't fit. Alright, I think I got her. Alright, you'll find some tools that fit. Okay. Top control arm is on. It's tightened down. I'm going to kind of run these nuts on the bolts of the threads a little bit. I don't want to tighten them all the way. That'll give me a little bit of play room on the getting the old coil spring in. And hopefully I don't die. The way I'm doing it is not the great way of doing it. Alright, so let me go grab the coil spring. I got my piece of all thread going through here. Oiled up the threads.
What? What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
This is stainless all thread. I don't recommend using stainless. Everybody thinks it's stronger, and it is in ways, but it's not for the way I'm using it. So, got jack up under the lower control arm, and I have no weight. The engine block ain't really doing anything, and I have no rear end. So the frame is basically floating. This is the most dangerous way to do this. I do not enjoy it myself, but it's the only way I have. So this is the way I'm doing it. So yeah, make sure your spring is clocked just right in the control arm. You got enough pressure off of it or something. This is always fun. Okay, there we go. Jack her up a little bit. Or how we're floating. Run the nut down a little bit. I know I don't like this at all. So I'm just going to sit here and tighten her down. And hope for the best. I mentioned it's hotter than a fox in a forest fire out here. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some howling out of the all thread now. It'll let you know it don't like what you're doing. Let me go grab ball joint nut. Brand new ball joint nut. Oh, here we go. Like I said, I don't have everything tight, so it's going to move around a little bit. And I do have the 4 bolts loose on the bottom control arm that holds it to the frame. Give me like an extra inch. These are 2-inch drop springs. I'm going the wrong way, ain't I? Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Alright, so let's go ahead and round the bolt off. Let's do that. I do not like this at all. Ooh, okay. Once you get that bottom nut on, or the top nut on. At least if it did decide to break, it's got to go through the ball joint. So at this point, you can tighten that on down a little bit. Man, the end of this wrench is so hot. And stainless gets really soft when it gets hot. Oh man. I was worried about my balls. I was worried about this coming down. Then the spring coming out and just like annihilating me. But it didn't. So we good. I'll have to find the pinhole later, but basically on there. Then just loosen this death trap up. Sally's your new uncle. Whew. A lot of pressure on this. Even with drop springs. I mean, I feel the pressure coming off now. It means that ball joints have all the pressure. Airplane. There's an airplane flying. Wow. All right. Hopefully I ain't gotta do that no more. I'm hoping this is the only time I have to do this. I hope. I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulling this out, and then maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll start putting the disc brakes on and getting some wheels and tires on the front. Ooh, man, I didn't die. Thank the Lord. What's going on? Well, we're finally getting some brakes on the old 57 Chevy. Went ahead and got this one done to try to figure out the combination. The instructions are a little bit fuzzy from Speedway. So I put it together, take it apart, put it together, take it apart, figure out the right combination. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the driver's side and then see about getting steering linkages and everything hooked up and getting some front tires on this thing for the first time since I started on this thing. So let's get going. Okay, now you see I got a big mess up here. Empty baggies. Try to straighten up a little bit and get this knocked out. Whew. It's hot and humid. It just got done raining. So now everything's soaking wet. Brake pads. Calipers will be marked left and right. They have a little L or a R, tell you which way they go. And they want you to have the bleeders facing up towards the top, like normal. New bearings. I think we'll go ahead and put the bracket on the car, get the steering arm on the car. We have to use this spacer. And I think I may have all the bolts out there already. I don't see them up here, so I may have them all out there. That means I probably already lost them. So let's go see. Okay. Steering arm, we're using my original ones. I cleaned them up, kind of saved a little bit of money. This kit's kind of inexpensive. It was just over like $300 for this kit, so I figured it'll suit us just fine. So we'll stick some bolts through here. So you're going to use a spacer on the front one. Then I go there like that. Gotta get another bolt. Then your steering arm will go in. Just like that. All right. We'll get the nut started. Kind of want to just loosely fit everything. There's that one. There's that one. We go grab the top bolt. Okay. That started in there. Just like that. Once you kind of look at it, make sure it ain't nothing in a bind or anything like that. Everything looks pretty straight. Go ahead and tighten her on down. You could use a torque wrench if you want to torque it, or use some Loctite. That'd be probably a good thing to do. A little bit of like blue Loctite. I'm just going to tighten the crap out of it. So. Okay, now that your bracket's on, go in here and we'll start putting the caliper to rotor together. Alright. Yeah. Bearings, need them. Get rid of this trash. You want to make sure your work area is nice and clean. Alright. Brand new. Okay. Normally what I'll do is I'll wipe out the race and everything, make sure there ain't no oils or any kind of coatings on there. These feel pretty clean. Then I'll take a little bit of grease and kind of go ahead and put a light film of grease on the race. And I'll do the same thing on the spindle too. That way nothing's dry going together. Alright, pop open your bearing. And then what you'll want to do, you want to pack your bearing. So you could wear gloves for this, or don't be a sissy, get greasy. I'll pump you off some grease in the palm of your hand. And just kind of work that grease in to the backside of the bearing. Just like that. And drop her down in there. Then you got a dust cover seal goes on the back side as well. Make sure you're going in the right way. And let's see if this hammer works. It might work. Kind of beat it down a little evenly all the way around. That's not really evenly. If you had something about the same size, it'd be a lot easier. I don't, so I gotta do it this way. Alright, there's that. Now I'll go slide this on the car. Oh, slider on there. Alright, go get my other bearing. Yeah, like I said, put a little bit of grease on the races. That way nothing's completely dry going together. Then slide the bearing in. Put your washer on. And thread it on the nut. Pretty nice little kit for the money. Now you'll want to put a little bit of preload on these bearings when you tighten them down, where you get no side to side action on the spindle and cause premature bearing failure. So kind of be spinning it as you're tightening it down. You can see how it's getting where it just kind of stops. Putting the preload on them bearings, getting them seated. Then back it off a little bit until you line up your hole with your nut. That's pretty decent right there. Stick your cotter pin in. Went ahead and started my hose on there. It's kind of loosely fitted, and that way, because the way a steering arm is, I'll show you in a sec, it'd be kind of impossible to put on after the caliper's already on. So go ahead and install your pads. It's kind of a pain in the butt because they ain't got the clips to clip into the caliper, so you got to try to hold everything as you slide it into the brake caliper bracket. Kind of a pain in the butt. And this little tab right here, it makes it kind of a pain in the butt to my only really big complaint is that tab right there. It kind of makes it where it won't the pin won't go in. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. Probably gonna have to bend that tab out or cut the tab off or just force it on there. About like that right there. That's basically it. Put your pins in. And where's my cap at? I gotta put my cap on. So okay, taking this steering linkage bar thingamajigger, whatever you want to call it, apart. I got the idler arm off, but I still think the sleeve is stuck in there. So I want to have to do some doctoring on that. And this one actually busted out a lot easier than I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to have to heat it up and start talking to the Lord, but it come out easy. So I'm going to see if this one will come out just as easy. Hopefully, maybe it will. Man, it'd be so nice to have front tires back on the car after so long. And at least have the front end off jack stands for once. So I'm ready to get the car out of where it's sitting and go ahead and finish the floors the best I can and get the engine in it and see if we can't get this thing driving. I don't care how pretty it is, I just want it driving. It's like they say, don't get it right, just get it running. So that's what I'm going to do. Make it a driving project. I can always be working on it as a driving. So, oh, come on, battery, don't fail me now. Boy, lucky on them. Usually I would keep the nut on there, hit it with a hammer a couple times, but I'm not reusing these, so just like that. Boy, that was a lot easier than I was thinking it was going to be. Boy, I was honestly kind of dreading that. Still got to get this sleeve out right here, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do there. The sleeve's still stuck in there. Make a dig. Take a chisel or the multi-purpose flathead screwdriver and kind of start hitting it in, getting it loosened up out of its seat, and just pull it on out of there. I've got all brand new stuff. This is going to be the only piece that's going to get reused. There's really nothing wrong with it, so I didn't see the need in buying a new one. Let's see if I can, I ain't got my vise bolted down either, so yeah, that's another dangerous thing to be hammering around on stuff and not have nothing bolted down and secured. I like to live dangerously. I'm gonna try to do this. Push a socket and use my little posi lock gear bearing puller and try to push it out. I don't think beating the death out of it is Glad I went to look at the new part before I ultimately screwed up, because evidently I just need a rubber bushing that goes inside that. I do not have said rubber bushing. What can I do to make it work? I got these I could somehow mill down and make it work, but gotta do some thinking. Let me think about this for a minute. Well, that's pretty much it. Got brakes on, we got the steering on. I just kind of mimicked the old tie rods and sized them up to that. Kind of get me close. And I was going to put the front wheels back on it and get it off the jack stands, but these wheels are a 14. But these brakes, you got to run a 15-inch wheel, so or bigger. But hey, small victories are what you need to get these things done. So I'll take every small victory I can get. And meanwhile, celebrate with a beer, because got this much progress done. That's a big step forward right there. Just getting front suspension and steering. The steering is good and tight. Oh man, I can't believe it. I was worried about the steering box being wore out, but man, it's just, I mean, you just barely bump the wheel, it's turning. It's just amazing. I mean, everything's new other than the steering box. So maybe on the next one we'll have a rear end going in, figure out wheels and tires, and get this thing sitting in the driveway where I can really start working on it. And we'll go ahead and start hanging sheet metal and getting the engine in it. I'm excited. I can't wait. We'll see y'all on the next one.